Yeah, yeah.
Hello.
Hi.
What's going on?
What's
Good.
up? What's going on, CT?
So wait, have you guys been here all weekend?
Just about.
Wait, two different answers
In
here.
and out, back and forth.
Okay. So you went back to New York?
Yeah, we was back in New York for a couple of days. Had to come back out here this morning, early this morning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So if you don't know, because I didn't know if I could say it on the radio, can I say it?
What?
Say what? Say what? Let them say it. Let them say it.
That you two got married?
I mean, I don't know. I see pictures online saying that I got married. Not right now.
Okay.
It looks like I got
Yeah, you
married.
got married. You definitely got that white
Yeah.
dress you had on. You got married.
Yes, you did.
That dress, you got married.
Remy looked like first of all, you go in, okay? Let me set the scene. It was like a winter wonderland, okay? And they got married in Connecticut, by the way, Aria.
Yeah, shout out to Aria.
So I go in and we sit down. There's like fake snow on the floor, and all these candles that are just lit. It's just gorgeous in there, Craig. And of course, I was like, "Dang, I don't have my phone." They took our phones.
Right, of course.
I got in there. I'm like, they're like, "We need your phone." I'm like, I knew they were gonna do this to me. And then everybody goes up. Bridesmaid. Can I say the bridesmaids are or no? Okay. She's like, VH1 can sue you, Jenny. So, all the bridesmaids go through and Pap's guys, and, it's just a wonderful thing. And Keisha Cole's there. She's the, maid of honor. And Remy walks up, and let me tell you, I was like crying because she looked so gorgeous. Your wedding dress, Remy, it just was like, sparkle, bling, it's just the way the light was catching it and everything. You just looked amazing.
I mean, Inez DeSanto is marvelous. Like, that dress. First of all, I wanted the dress and then I couldn't get it. And I literally, right? I was crying. I was like, I can't get it.
She lost her mind.
It takes 6 months to make it. They have to fly in the fabric. And I'm just wearing a sweatsuit. That's it.
You could have carried off this sweatsuit, knowing you.
That's when my friend Rosh, she actually was able to what?
You're giving away too much.
You're giving away too much. Y'all still on TV.
We didn't
Can't
just,
say how you got it.
okay.
Sorry, you can't say that.
I was able
Wait, in case you're just tuning in, if you missed it last week, Remy and Papoose are now on Love and Hip Hop New York.
Yes.
They're on VH1 Love and Hip
It
Hop.
comes on tonight, actually.
Yeah, it's gonna be tonight. Yeah.
8 p.m. Eastern. Check us out.
Okay, so they started last week on the show, and that's why we have to be very careful about how we go about with how we're explaining things, only because, the cameras were there for the wedding. And I can't wait for everybody to see it. So go ahead, I'm sorry.
But hopefully we get to, air the wedding and everyone gets to see it. We're not really sure if that's gonna work in our favor, but there were a lot of leaks and stuff like that. But if people do get to see it, I think they will be very, very, very amazed and excited and happy. I was happy. Every single thing that I planned came together, and yeah. My party planning business is booming. Like, my DMs is crazy. Like, could you do my wedding? Could you do my baby shower? Could you do my birthday? I'm like, sure.
Can you spit a 16 too? That's what they want. They want everything.
Yeah, but okay. So wait, real quick, plug that for us so that I don't forget to have you do that. How do you get in touch with you for that?
It's Reminisce Event Designs on IG, or you can always filter through my Remy Mod at the Real Remy Mod Gmail, any one of those, or Reminisce Event Designs. It'll get to me eventually.
Okay.
But that's really something that I do that a lot of people don't know. Like,
right.
They feel like I just rap and stuff like that, but I really take my time out and dedicate, when I'm not in the studio, when I'm not being the most perfect wife in the whole world.
Which you are, yes.
Perfect husband in the whole world that everybody wants their man to be like Pap now. All of a sudden,
She's jealous. Good.
Ain't no picture. I'm just saying the facts. That's what everybody's saying. I go down my timeline. That's what they're saying.
That's a good thing, though, right?
It's a wonderful thing because I actually have you. It's cool.
So, let me also say that Papoose, the person that you see on Love and Hip Hop, is the man that he is for Remy. And knowing that from being his friend, this man loves Remy so much. It's just amazing. And then when you see the two of them get married, the way that they looked at each other, Craig, it made me believe in true love again.
Yeah.
I left there saying, you know what, I gotta find me a man now so I can marry him. It's gonna be like 2 years. It's gonna be 2 years. I'm 42 years old when I finally get married. But it was just a very beautiful event. So
I'm glad you came.
Thank you for inviting me.
Nah, all the time. I wouldn't have did it without you because when Remy was away, Jenny was one of the people who I was in contact with, and you know what I mean? She helped me keep a peace of mind sometimes and stay stable because it wasn't easy. It was hard.
Yeah, and just the way he always spoke so beautifully about you, Remy, like he's a stand-up guy. He really is. And you're a stand-up woman too.
Thank you.
You really are.
I think you said it best about when she turned that corner on that staircase. Yo, there's little voices in my head like, don't cry on TV, bro. Yo, it really hit me hard, man.
It was a beautiful wedding. Okay, so we got Remy and Papoose is #1 for hip-hop and R&B.
Yeah.
We got Remy and Papoose in the building.
Together, yes.
We love that.
Man.
So last week, Love and Hip Hop New York debuted with you two on it. The ratings were huge.
The ratings were amazing.
There's already some talk of a spinoff.
Yes.
So, you know, would you be interested in doing a spinoff, guys?
Would you love?
It's like whatever you want to do, Rap.
As long as the check looks right.
As long as the check is right, huh?
You know, it's a little surprising to me, Rap, because, you know, I've known you a very long time and you are a pretty private person.
Right.
So for you to want to do this show, it really surprised me.
But you know what it was? I felt like people needed to see a different dynamic of us. One, I was gone for a really long time. I was gone for 6 years, 4 months, and 5 days. That's a long time. And I felt like, one, it's a great platform to have millions of people paying attention at one time. Also, there's some people that may feel like, oh, she was in prison, she must be like this, she must be like that. And the same thing with Pap. A lot of people don't really know his as a person or have a personality outside of, you know, music. So I felt like if we gave people a chance to see, like, I'm human, he's human, we go through real stuff, and then just the love that we have for each other, I feel like that is something, like a dynamic that's not displayed at all. Like, so when we sat down, we decided to do it, and we was talking to Mona, she was like, you know, I think I want to get back to what I wanted this show to be about, and you guys personified love and hip-hop both, like, to the highest level. And once I figured out, like, how we could do it and not look crazy and not, you know, just feed into the typical reality TV that people thought it was going to be, I was cool with it. And, you know, the checks didn't hurt.
Right.
You know, the numbers are always have to be right. It's always business as well. But I think that people, I feel like us together, we gave people in hip-hop, you know, the lane to want to be able to claim their girl and be like, this is my girl and we're together. Or even females to be like, you know what, I'm an artist, but I do have somebody that I love and we're together. Because it was a long time where as females we had to act like we weren't in a relationship with anybody. We had to always seem available so people would like us and want to be with us and stuff like that. And even with the guys, they always had to seem like, you know, that they didn't care about any females. They was running around on tour and on the road ready to hit any and everything. And I feel like what we do and what we personify and display, that gives people that lane to want to be like us.
Yeah, it made it okay. I feel like it made it okay to say, yo, I love her.
Yeah.
I love him. You know, in hip-hop is we don't love them or
Right.
money over.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's not reality. It's all people out here who really genuinely got love for each other.
So, Pap, you walk in the first scene and it looks like you're strong-arming Remy. Okay, so, like, I'm holding my breath like, what is going on here? They're about to make them look crazy. And then he says something, you know, so perfectly, you know, basically trying to just describe Remy needs to get home. You know, she's on probation.
Right.
And this has to happen. She's got to get in at a certain time, and he's not going to lose his woman again. And everybody falls in love with you.
Yeah, Jenny, that's a real concern that I have. You know what I'm saying? And it showed on the actual screen because you know, after seeing what she went through, I would never want to see her go through that again. Yeah, but you know, she said it better than me. You know what I mean? I would never want to see us go through that again. And whatever steps I got to take to make sure she stays out of trouble and stays within the guidelines of her parole, that's what I'm gonna do.
So how aware are you when the cameras are there? I mean, are you guys getting used to it now, or?
I think we've been got used to it. Like,
yeah, we used to it.
It's they're not as intrusive as you may think. They're not really close up on you. They're like, you know, you see how close he is right now with his camera? They're not that close at all, period.
Michi's making you uncomfortable, Rem?
No, they're not that close. And, you know, you be really dealing with the real life topics and you're just yourself. And plus, I feel like both of us are used to being in front of the camera and used to being, you know, in front of crowds and things like that. So it's a little bit more natural for us to be ourselves while the cameras are rolling. With some people, a lot of people, I'm not going to say something, a lot of people get in front of a camera and they feel like they have to act a certain way or portray a certain image which they think would be cool, and a lot of times they end up looking crazy.
And also, I think the fact that we've been in entertainment before Love and Hip Hop, that helps, because even when we're doing green screen, which is when you sit in front of the camera and you kind of explain your situation,
right?
Some of the people in the room are like, yo, y'all did it. You did it quick. Like, usually we got people in here and it takes them hours. But
is it because you're being honest too?
Could be that.
I definitely think that helps.
That plays a part.
Because, you know, it's kind of hard when you're trying to when you try to be something that you're not, or you're trying to portray something that's not factual. It's harder to keep up a facade, and that's why sometimes people end up looking crazy too, because they'll start one way. You can't fake all the time. Eventually, you know, they're gonna cut your guard down, and the truth is gonna come out.
Yeah, you gotta cover up one lie with another lie.
So, you know, how aware were you when the cameras were there the other night at the wedding?
Oh, I didn't see them at all.
No.
Period. Like,
because there were cameras.
Like
lots of cameras.
I was seeing videos. We set up actually a whole Gmail just for people who were able to like film things and take pictures, because I want to see everyone's aspect. I'm like, let's see what everybody else has. I know what I have in my phone and what he has. I want to see what everyone else has. And I was like, hey, I didn't notice that camera was there when we were doing that dance. And it's like literally about this close. But I was so into my husband, like I didn't see a lot of people that I invited. I was like, you know who didn't show up, so and so. He's like, no, I seen him.
It was at table 12.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
There's a lot of people at that wedding.
So I think that I was really, like I said, I was really into my husband. I didn't see anything.
Well, that's what I liked about the wedding too, because even though VH1 was there filming, their family was out there on the dance floor. It was a regular, fun family reception.
Yeah.
You know, everybody's just having a ball out there. So, I mean, you know, you notice it here and there, but...
Well, I would definitely like to give a big thank you, and I appreciate you guys so much, everyone on production and VH1 that, you know, respected that it was still my wedding.
Right.
And they were very helpful in making sure that my vision was... like, you know, what I wanted it to be without feeling intrusive. Understand? And that's hard to do sometimes when you have a production going on, because they need extra lighting and they need certain spaces, and everyone was very compromising. If I was like, oh, this is how this is going to be, this house that I gave them my whole plan, I'm going to have this here, I'm going to have this doing this, and they pretty much worked their schedule into mine, and I really thank them for that, and everyone is very super nice, and I just want to, I don't think I got a chance to say thank you to them.
And I want to thank you and Buck for coming out.
Oh, absolutely. Come on, Pap.
Buck, we were talking about Buck earlier, and he was just like, oh my God, it was so, the food.
Yeah, everything was so, it was so amazing, that wedding. It really was. It was so fun.
Thank you.
And you know what was dope? I finally never got to meet this guy ever one time, Ice-T.
Oh,
I got to meet him, so that was kind of a big deal for me. It really was a big deal for me.
Ice is a
like,
very, very
what's so
good friend
crazy,
of mine,
people,
man.
like
That's
my little cousins, they're like 7, 8 years old. They don't even know that he's like a rapper. They was like, you know, we saw the guy from Law.
Oh my God! I was telling them that Sasha,
Yeah, that's true.
Sasha's 12 now. Sasha was like, when he was speaking on Scarface on the BET Hip Hop Awards, she's like, why is he on there talking about another rapper? The guy from Law and Order SVU. I'm like, because he's a famous rapper.
Wow,
you know?
It's
one of the best. All right, anyway, Remy's got a brand new record out.
Yes.
It's featuring Yo Gotti, Rick Ross. You want to introduce it? Let's get into it.
This is the amazing new record that I've been, you know, waiting to give to people. You guys can go watch the video. It's out now. You can watch it on Worldstar. You can buy it on iTunes. You can get it on Spotify. It's called Hands Down, featuring Yo Gotti, Rick Ross. Peep my dialect on it though. I went in.
Okay. It's at 937.
Yeah. That's first ceremony, actual ceremony.
Yeah, because the last time was over the phone, right? Correct?
Yeah, we was forced to get married over the phone due to circumstances beyond our control.
Yeah.
I mean, it feels like we just got married though.
Hey, Jenny, it's been like a new beginning.
Yeah, I'm sure, because, you know, obviously
Yeah.
Remy was away, and then she got out, and then you guys had like the little, you know, meeting each other again. I know y'all was getting it in, though, in the trailer when you were locked up. But anyway, because Papoose would be like, oh, sorry I didn't call you back over the weekend. I was getting it in with my wife in the trailer. I was like, oh, y'all are going there. I'm like,
but is this crazy?
wait a minute, what was that like?
I mean,
explain it, Remy, right now, please. Help
Rem, hold
us.
on, Rem, hold on. I got thrown a voicemail a couple times. Thanks, Cap. Thanks, Cap.
no, it's crazy because we never lived together. We were married for like 7 years, but we never lived together. We never, you know, a lot of things that we're able to do now, we never were able to do. So it's just weird to be married to somebody for so long, but everything is still new. Like, I try to explain it to people sometimes. Like, we were married for a really long time. We were together for a long time, but I was gone.
Right.
95% of that time. So
True.
had to come home and, you know, throw all his stuff out
Shake my
and
head.
it had to go.
But she wanted to know how was those trailers though.
How was the chillers? I
That's
was
what she
I was trying to ignore that question, but go ahead.
I just, you know, I know there was probably a lot of black love talk on the
Black
way.
love, black love.
Before the trailer,
I'm gonna
trailer.
be perfectly honest, most of the time he would come on the trips and he would sleep for like almost the whole first day. Sometimes we'd be there for 2 days, sometimes for 4 days. And he'd be running around and doing so much that when he finally got to be with me, like he would just like go to sleep and just want me to cook and things like that. And of course, like eventually, like it went down later on. But when he initially first got there, and you have to get there really early in the morning. He would just be asleep and, you know, just...
It was a lot of work. It's a lot of work preparing, though. You got to go food shopping. You got to carry all of the food. You got to prepare to be going without a telephone for 2 days or 3 days straight. You know what I mean? So, you know, I learned to approach it differently.
And then he wouldn't sneak me nothing in.
The first trailer, it was like on site. It was like on site. Your greatest sexual movie type of sex. You know
Okay,
what I mean?
nice.
So as we progress, we learn to be patient. She's shy, don't worry.
No, and also,
I'm not shy. I actually got him to talk this much.
But Jenny, as the trailers progress, we learn to see each other, hug, chill for a little bit, eat, talk, then we get down.
like a relationship, like a relationship.
You know what I mean? But
yeah.
You know, so that's what it was.
You actually got to live in your relationship, the two of you. So
it was dope.
Now that I'm home, he thinks every day is like a trailer.
Nice.
Like, I'm not going.
Yo, Rem, he from Brooklyn. Rem, he from Brooklyn.
Like, we don't have to try to squeeze in 6 times in one day.
Yes, no.
I'm not leaving tomorrow.
I'm envious right now. I just want to let you know that. Yeah, Remy, I know that you and Steph Lova are really great friends, and if you don't know who Steph Lova is, she's an incredible radio personality, sportscaster, everything. They're great friends. She's a lot taller than me. She's over 6 feet, and I'm a little upset because you saw me trying to catch that bouquet, and Steph stood in front of me, and I said, Steph, this is not fair. This is not fair, Steph.
She did the interception.
First of all, it was kind of, you know, in her favor because her arms, when she reach up, she's obviously gonna have more access to the bouquet before, you know, people that are 5 feet or anything like that.
I mean, I told her I said, Steph, please don't step in front of me, and she did, and then she caught the dang bouquet.
Oh, you told her that? Wow.
But I did not plan for that to happen. We watched the video. This is what I'm gonna say. It looked like you threw it right to her.
Yo,
well, I'm just saying.
It did because she just snatched it out of the sky like wildfire.
She turned around to answer me and then grabbed it.
Wow.
And all the girls that were around me, I was like, y'all know I got 5 kids, right? Y'all know I need a husband, right? They're like, Jenny, you can just have it. You can just have it. And then Steph caught it.
She caught it effortlessly. It was so easy for her, like, snap. It was mad girls around.
No, I was a little disappointed. We got Remy and Pap in the studio. We're keeping it warm for hip hop and R&B. We're still in the Evelyn's hot spot with Remy and Papoose.
Yeah.
So you can catch them tonight on Love and Hip Hop New York, by the way.
8 o'clock.
Yes, you can. 8 p.m.
2 hours. They got 2 hours.
2 more hours.
Yeah.
Yes,
just know that we don't see the episodes either. We see them for the first time when you guys see them.
Really?
So I'm sitting here like, oh gosh, I wonder if they caught me when I did X, Y, and Z. If they're gonna put that in. Hopefully the TV gods are shining on me and they take that out.
Yeah, I was wondering that what is your reaction when you watch the show? You know, when you watched it last week, what did you think?
Nothing. I mean, I don't really get emotional. I'm not really like a person like, oh my god, like it's not the first time I saw myself on TV. I was shocked at certain things that he was saying, like in the moments where you're sitting there by yourself and you're talking about what's going on, like some of the things I was like, oh, that was a nice thing to say about me, babe. Like those are things that I don't know that he says. So like maybe that I could say, but I don't know. I'll just be like regular. He was like, you know,
yo, Jenny, I was blown out the water. I was like, yo, I'm trending. All the ladies saying they need a Papoose in their life.
Yeah.
I was happy. I actually hit the entire production team and said, I want to thank y'all.
Yeah, I mean, because you look like a really good guy.
Because for not trying to, you know, because they can edit it up a little bit. So for not trying to make me look in no way, you know what I mean? And I was just happy that the world received it for what it was. You know?
Yeah, it's true love.
Yeah.
Black love, which you, by the way, you're coining, right? You bought it.
I love her. Yes.
That's your. This is your thing.
Yes, but I can't spell it you know, the real way. I had to change the spelling a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but I'm in there though.
Okay. This is your thing. This is your thing.
It's on me.
The BT site for last year.
Yeah, I was
supposed to. He's supposed to.
He was on it early.
Because I think it inspires. I think we inspire other, like we said earlier, other people that you don't have to hide your love for somebody. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and
so
what's wrong with loving someone and wanting to have a family with them?
Right.
You know, I get so tired of all of that. Like, I just been around the business way too long.
And you know
I've been around it too long. I'm like, I just tired of seeing all that. I really am.
And you know what, Jenny? A lot of guys complain, you know, females ain't SHIT or females this and that, but I really feel like it's up to the guy. You know, you have to take that one particular female and treat her special.
Yeah.
You know, rise her above the rest so she can really show you her real true qualities. They would never know how genuine and loyal a woman can be because they're not loyal themselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I truly believe that.
Yeah, I believe that too, and that's why, you know, everybody wants a Papoose now.
Pap, you need to put an album out tonight, son.
Yeah.
The album got to be
Yo, somebody went on Twitter, they was like, yo, this dude Pap need to drop an R&B album.
tonight. Go get Joe in the studio.
I know sometimes people think like a lot of things with TV, and like he's really like that. He's very super attentive, and you know, he's, are you alright? Are you okay? Okay, like if I'm on my, you know, crazy wave or whatever, he's like, you know what, whatever you want to do, that's just what we're gonna do. Which is annoying sometimes because I be wanting to argue, like, so you're just gonna let me win? Like I had all my punchlines for this argument out. Like, what do you mean you just give up? Like,
I agree with you a little bit.
I don't even want it anymore. He's like, nope, I'm not arguing. I don't
Jenny,
argue with my wife.
I really try to live by the wedding vows. You know what I mean? I think that's important.
Absolutely.
It was very that moment where y'all took your vows the second time around, at least. I wasn't there the first time around. It was amazing. It really was. It really was.
I'm glad that somebody outside, like sometimes people think that people just be like gassing it. Like at first I was like, when like people from my family like, oh my God, it was so beautiful. But it's like, I'm like, everybody, I don't know, it was just like a shining light over, you know, Aria. That
you too.
Everyone was close to tears, if not in tears.
The most notorious gangsters that was there was like, yo, man, I was crying,
I see Fat Joe.
They was like, yo, that moment, man, like,
Joe called me. Oh my God, that was the funniest. It was so. He's a good guy, Rem. I'm like, shut up.
You two love each other. Real quick, getting to the music because you did play Hands Down earlier. Are you expecting an album from either of you, a mixtape anytime soon?
Well,
or?
Not a mixtape. I'm definitely working on a couple of projects. The Hands Down is just like the record that I put out first. I think it's great. Like Ross he's like when I say my brother, I don't mean like my bro. How people like, oh, that's my bro, and then they be smashing homie. Like, nah, this is like really, I've known him for years and years and years. When I was still living in Castle Hill in the Bronx in the projects, he would come through, and you know, I'd be talked a lot while I was still in prison. And he's just really like a stand-up dude as far as I'm concerned.
Right.
And Gotti the same way. I had never met Gotti, but I was always a fan. And I reached out, I'm like, I have to have Gotti come and do this. And he was like, no problem. It's not. Just let me know when you're gonna come down.
That's how you
sound just like him right now.
So and then I called them and I was like, okay, don't mean to bother you guys, but I need to shoot this video. And both of them was like on deck, like no problem. I think that day it was like a big concert that Ross was like headlining. And he literally left from his concert, made sure he was on time to come to do it. And it's just like both of them really, really was on their, you know, support Team Remy type swag.
Right.
Remy Mafia all day. And then I have another record that I actually did. You just was playing Dej Loaf. It reminds me a dope record that I did with Dej. Like it's crazy. I think everyone's gonna love it. I want to shoot. We haven't did the video yet, but it's gonna be amazing. I already got the treatment in my brain. I've been in the studio since my wedding. with Joe and with Keisha and
Nice.
things like that.
Nice.
All right, we're gonna get some good music from
Me
you.
and Joe have like, you know, a lot of people, we feel like the pressure is on because ever since like the last record we did was Lean Back and it was a really huge
record.
So, you know, let the record, you know, say that there's never gonna be another Lean Back. Like that record is what it is. It lives in the archives and that's what it is. But what we have been creating in the past couple of days is so crazy. Like no one's gonna expect what's coming, and I'm just so happy and excited to know that it's gonna happen.
Well, we're gonna keep following you guys at Real Remy. It's Real Remy Ma, right?
The Real Remy Ma.
Yeah, and
on
also
IG, Real Remy Ma on Twitter.
Okay, and Papoose
Yes,
on Instagram.
man. But, go to iTunes and cop Rim single, hands down, featuring Rick Ross and Yo Gotti. Go to iTunes and purchase my stuff. I was getting to that next. Don't worry.
Okay.
No handouts on iTunes. You know what I mean? It's doing good. It's like number 14 or something like that.
I was just looking at my video views.
Also,
like
get my last project. You Can't Stop Destiny on iTunes. Also.
All right, well, we have to go because G Money the Prince is up next in for Kid Fresh.
G Money.
But we will watch tonight, 8 o'clock, Love and Hip Hop New York.
Yes,
congratulations!
Yes.
We love you guys.
We want to make sure we get really great ratings like we did last season.
We're gonna get the spinoff. It's
8
the
o'clock,
spinoff.
8 o'clock, 8 o'clock. Tune in.
It's at 937.